Average pay saw its biggest real-term rise for 5 years in the 3 months to March. That's according to figures released this morning. The strong economic news also showed unemployment continuing to fall. It's down 35,000 to 1.83 million. But there was caution from the Bank of England about the pace of recovery. It's lowered its prediction for economic growth this year. Our economics correspondent Andy Verity reports.
In Hounslow near Heathrow Airport, there are more of these signs than there have been for years. With unemployment lower than it's been since the crisis began, it's getting harder for employers to recruit staff, be they British, born and bred, or immigrants. That may be bad news for employers, but for job seekers like Neil Raphael, who's been out of work for 2 years, it's the opposite.
A few months ago, I used to go to agencies and I used to get my CVs and nobody's getting replies back. But now I've been going to a few agencies and I'm getting calls back and stuff like that.
This here is our Centre of Operations Consultants booking out staff. You have our reception ladies here.
Daniel McAuliffe runs a recruitment agency that finds staff for hotels and warehouses. He's telling the businesses if they want to fill their vacancies, they'll have to pay more.
Where it's just the ordinary bar staff, it can go up 5–10%. But on the banqueting, the higher end of the hospitality, it has gone up 20% to retain those good staff.
In the first 3 months of this year, average earnings went up by 2.2%. That's the biggest pay rise we've had since June 2011, up by £12 to £460 a week on average. And part of the reason that pay is rising is that unemployment is down to 5.5%. Today, the Bank of England governor said that wages had been held down by a plentiful supply of labour from immigrants and people working into retirement, but that's changing.
In recent years, labour supply has expanded significantly owing to higher participation rates amongst older workers, a greater willingness to work longer hours, and strong population growth, partly driven by higher net migration. Such strong growth in labour supply is unlikely to be sustained.
A high street tailor like Syra would have to boost her prices to pay higher wages. But you can only do that if consumers are ready to pay more.
People don't have money. Everyone is complaining. Everybody has to check what the daily food, clothes for children. Then only they come and get something extra.
Businesses like Syra's now face a slowing economy, with the Bank of England cutting its growth forecast. And while pay rises are higher, they're still barely half what we were used to before the crisis began. The economy isn't yet completely mended. Andy Verity, BBC News.